Assumption is the mother of all mistakes, at least according to Deathstroke. 6 years ago, I assumed certain relationships were happening, and we were wrong. And over those 6 years, almost every time we've assumed anything, they've thrown a twist. Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing Arrow, episode 23, and the season finale. And oh boy, is this a good one. This is the one that we have to say that every bad mistake they've made kinda is made up for. Because on Lian Yu, we get Deathstroke, the Terminator, in full glory. At the beginning of this season, we had a whole bunch of questions. Mostly, whether or not this show could even continue. By the mid-season, they had totally won me back. But in this finale, all the things I've disliked, especially about Prometheus, paid off. Let's get this started. So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. Chase has his own Legion of Doom working for him. Him as Prometheus, and then we also have Black Siren, Talia al Ghul, and with this episode we add Digger Harkness to it. At first I was disappointed that Ollie didn't have boomerangs for him, but then Talia totally came through, and I was so happy to see those boomerangs. However, I then have to ask how much training Talia's given this new League of Assassins that she has. And, of course, how much training she has. Her and Nissa, I assume, have an entire lifetime of training behind them. But then again, Deathstroke takes out this pretty much whole group of them. But he lets the sister fight happen. And hey, who doesn't like a good cat fight? Over on Supergirl, I made the joke about wishing that their fight had more Jello in it. This one had enough down and dirty stuff in it. I'm very glad Nissa was there. However, I'm still kind of on the fence on why we trust Deathstroke instead of the entirety of Team Arrow. I mean, let's be honest, he pretty much sent half the team away. I will give Malcolm Merlyn the shout out, though, because he had the best moment. Why are you just standing there? I'll show you. Of course, that was only one of two big booms, but let's continue on and talk about the Black Canary fight first. And of course, it was Black Canary versus Black Canary, even though there was another Black Canary in a cage. You know what? We're just gonna go with Black Siren was badass. And you know what? I really appreciate bringing Katie Cassidy back. Definitely a good call. But I think that they might have gone a little overboard with the Battle of the Black Canaries. But though, as badass as it was, I did like who won the fight. To be honest, as well choreographed as most of the fighting was, I did get this constant problem if I was having a problem tracking who was doing what and who was fighting who. Deathstroke got most of the major blows in, and Renee and Spartan both were pretty much just background during it. It's a little bit of a disappointment. Again, Team Arrow itself should be the focus of this, and for the most part, I'd say a good half of them got sidelined. Now, sending Felicity home is one thing, but I want to talk about the person who's really been made out to be the butt of too many jokes. Mr. Terrific. Remember, he's not just a genius, but he's also an Olympic caliber athlete. And being an Olympic caliber athlete should mean something. And him constantly being disrespected is starting to annoy me. I hope next season, if he's still alive, well, if any of them are still alive, next season he gets a little more respect. I also would like to see Wild Dog step up a little more. His plotline this year was, overall though, I did like this episode. Of course, then we had the big ending. I kind of hinted at this in Supergirl. I said it outright in Flash, but this time I really, really mean it. God, I'm sick and tired of cliffhangers. And you know what? All three of the Berlantiverse shows did it this year. Now, where Supergirl and Legends both just kind of teased stuff, and Flash, although having a cliffhanger fully, was kind of a little bit off because we knew that the main character wasn't going to die. We had this big boom. All of Team Arrow was on Lian Yu. Let's be honest, though. Felicity and Terrific are super geniuses, and the whole team has a whole bunch of things they could pull out. I'm really hoping that we get something like, and they used Black Canary's sonic cry to make a force field or something. And even that feels Deus Ex Machina, though. To the point where I sit there and I go, I can't think of a good way to bring everyone back next year, but I really don't want to see that after all this, Prometheus won. I'm trying to think of how many supporting cast members were not on Lianyu. Just Arrow and his son, I think. Well, I mean, maybe a couple throwbacks to season 1, but realistically, you don't think that they really are completely killing the primary cast, do you? I mean, I'd find it really, really hard to believe that, I mean, no show changes it up that much. So it almost feels fake, like you shouldn't be worried about next season of Arrow, and we know there's going to be a next season of Arrow. I would have felt better if they had something like Deathstroke got shot or something. At least then you'd be like, hey, Deathstroke isn't main cast. He might die. Evelyn Sharp isn't main cast. She might die. Prometheus is the villain. Of course he's going to die. But at the end of the day, you knew that. In fact, I felt better with them saying William was dead, because that felt like it could have been a cliffhanger. Was he or wasn't he? But even that, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this episode really was strong, and it definitely had a good gut punch. But at the same time, I feel like some of it was just kind of trickery. And for the record, we still don't have anything near closure for Vigilante. Hey, I guess that's a supporting cast member that we have for next season. Lila and Vigilante. Anyway, I'm going to do 2 wrap-ups. One for Arrow specifically, and one for the entire Berlantiverse, because they definitely have several beats in common. Let me know down in the comment section if there's anything specific you want answered about how Arrow's going, or what I see as stories for them. I'll probably also do a quick idea of how I would do the next season of each of the shows. Maybe I'll do that in the Berlantiverse crossover episode. But for now, I'm going to go sit and let the shock wear in of everything that just happened. If you'd like to see more of my ideas, like and share this video, and of course, subscribe to get future content, enable alerts, and just in general, join our community here. Talk to us, see what you think, because I think that this season was a great one, but next season's going to be good too. And I think we can all take a look at and explore the heart of the stories we tell. Thanks for watching.